مم. Good evening and welcome to Match Centre Live, as there is a Monday night football clash between Tottenham Hotspur and Everton. We are not short of timing until kickoff. There's about a minute until we begin. So we're going to take you through the lineups for today's game, starting off with the home time side Spurs. It's their captain Lloris who starts in goal. The back four of Aurier, Alderweireld, Dyer and Davies. Alderweireld coming into the side for the first time since lockdown. Winks and Sissoko complete a defensive midfield two. And then Moura, Lo Celso and Son are the attacking players. Them three behind Harry Kane. And now for Everton. In goal is Jordan Pickford. A back four of Coleman, Keane, Holgate and Digne. Davies and Gomez are in the deeper midfield positions. To the left is Iwobi, the right Richarlison and Sigurdsson through the middle. He plays behind striker Calvert-Lewin. And the two sides come into this game on contrasting forms. Spurs, of course, losing controversially to Sheffield United in the last game. Of course, what was, in my opinion, the worst VAR decision going against Spurs. And for Everton, well, they've beaten Leicester. They've got a draw against Liverpool in a game a Merseyside derby, which you'd say they were the better side and could have gone on to win that. But the target for both teams is still the same. For Spurs, it is looking like it's going to have to be Europa League as a target, as they are quite a few points over Champions League football now. And it's rather demotivating for them. However, it's motivating for Everton as they're in the fight for European football for next season. So this is live commentary of Tottenham Hotspur against Everton. We're few moments away from kickoff here as the players are all out on the pitch. They did all clap for the NHS before this one. I believe it's a 75-year anniversary. So Calvert-Lewin leading the line for Everton. He's looking to add to his 15 goals this season. He's the top goal scorer for Everton. The two managers coming into this, Jose Mourinho and Ancelotti, both back-to-back managers of Real Madrid. Ancelotti doing what Mourinho couldn't do at Real Madrid, and that was La Decima, winning the 10th Champions League for Real Madrid. Of course, Mourinho has won the Champions League for Porto and Inter. But we're now 5 seconds from kickoff as the countdown at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium begins. But before that, of course, all the players will take a knee for the Black Lives Matter movement. And we are now ready to get underway as the referee blows his whistle. It's Iwobi who will get the first touch for Everton. And they start with Holgate trying to lift one long to the right-hand side for Calvert-Lewin, but it floats over his head and goes out for a Tottenham throw down the left. Spurs will want a lot of improvement, especially defensively, from their game against Sheffield United. Alderweireld has come in for Davinson Sanchez since then. And for Everton, of course, it's just to keep that winning form. A big win against Leicester in their last one to keep European football hopes alive and damaging Leicester's, of course. And we do have a stream for you tomorrow, which is Arsenal against Leicester, another big one for European football. But Spurs are going to take this throw down the left-hand side with Ben Davies. 30 seconds into this one. He's played it back towards Son. Davies looks down the line for Kane. Lo Celso tried to pick up the pieces, but Kane was actually taken out when he tried to control the ball by Keane, and Spurs will get an early free kick here down the left-hand side. This is one of a number of streams we're trying to bring to you in the 6-week period where the Premier League is back for those unable to watch the game. Spurs take the free kick short to Harry Winks, who's back in the side since the Man United game. Sissoko plays it down the right-hand side to Aurier, and then it was a good tackle from Holgate. Spurs get a throw down the right-hand side, and they're looking to attack Everton in these early stages here now, just over a minute into the proceedings. Aurier. He's got Sissoko behind him. He plays it out to the right for Lucas Moura. And Digne and Iwobi are both on Lucas Moura. Digne is able to win it back, although Aurier wins it back again for Spurs. And then Lucas Moura's chip ball towards Lo Celso was blocked, but via a hand, I believe, off of former player Goofy Sigurdsson. So Spurs will get a free kick, and this is a fantastic opportunity to get it in the box. They wanted to actually take it quickly to Lucas Moura, but the referee didn't let it happen. He blows his whistle, and Spurs are going to have to take it again. It's not too far out. It's in a wide position down the left-hand side. And Son's there. Lo Celso is also there. The two centre-backs, Dyer and Alderweireld, have come up from the middle. In this fixture last season, Spurs scored from an early set piece in a game which finished 2-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But here is the early free kick. Son and Lo Celso lining up. We're just waiting for the referee's whistle. There it goes. Son leaves it for Lo Celso. Lo Celso whips it in, and it was Kane with a flick on towards the back post, and Pickford got a touch on it, and it goes behind for a Tottenham corner. I think it was Kane who got the flick on. It definitely took a deflection. Pickford wasn't sure whether it was going in or not. It was certainly going wide, but he couldn't have been too sure, and he just tapped it away, and Spurs will get a corner down the left-hand side. It's good to see, of course, Andre Gomez back against Tottenham, the team in which he broke his ankle against. Here's Son with the corner. The man who was the culprit of the leg break. It's headed away, and it comes out to Davies and now to Aurier. Aurier tries to chip one forward, looking for Eric Dyer. It will come for Son down the left-hand side. He's inside the penalty area. A step over, onto his left foot, cuts it back. Keane was there, and it breaks out for Iwobi, who will smash it down the line. Although he's not got it very far, and Winks picks it up for Tottenham. We've tried to start with a good intensity here. This is Lucas Moura down the right, trying to chip one towards Harry Kane, and the flag goes up. Kane's shot was saved anyway by Jordan Pickford. Kane actually scored, or hit the back of the net 4 times in the last game against Sheffield United. Only one of them counted. Another offside, another was a shove on the defender before he got his shed away. And of course the VAR decision early on in the game disallowed a Tottenham equaliser. So Everton will have a free kick from offside, from the offside. And we are 4 minutes into this one, and it's my first chance as we are waiting for the free kick to be taken. Just to tell you about our 2 links in the description. The bottom one we'll start off with is a YouTube channel who do pro clubs and GTA content. It's called Man Hotspur. I've watched them myself and they are hilarious. So if you want to check that out after the game, that's the second link in the description. But we are back underway here, and it's Everton in possession for the first time really since they've kicked off. And they've got it in the Tottenham half as Keane plays it down the right towards Shameless Coleman. Davies and Son trying to press, but it's played back to Davies, and then he plays it back to Keane again, this time in a much deeper position. Here's Holgate, who's playing at left centre-back for Everton today. In towards Gomez. Everton still stuck in their own half. Although Keane tries to play one down the right for Coleman, he can't control it in time, and it goes out for a throw down the left. And Richarlison stopped Davies from taking it quickly. Mourinho quickly off his seat to have a go at the Brazilian for Everton. There is the throw long towards Harry Kane, who couldn't quite get it down quickly, and Gomez is able to pick it up. And Holgate now in possession for Everton. Still on the ball, Lucas Moura trying to press in. He slips it towards Sigurdsson and then down the left for Digne. Digne looks for the ball in the middle towards Calvert-Lewin, and Alderweireld won the header. Digne then trying to get it out to Iwobi, but Aurier intercepts, but he can't keep it for long. Here's Digne. Now Iwobi. Gomez is in a good little pocket through the middle. Lo Celso got a challenge in, and then it breaks for Harry Kane as Spurs look to counter-attack, and it's with Ben Davies. He's got Son ahead of him who's calling for it. Davies ignores the pass, and then in the end is forced to turn back and play it to Eric Dyer. Now Harry Winks. His first appearance since the first game after lockdown against Manchester United. Back out to Davies again. And any possible counter-attack for Tottenham is completely ended now, as Dyer plays it down the right towards Toby Alderweireld. A long ball looking for Son. Son trying to flick it onto Harry Kane. In the end it went way too far and into the hands of Pickford, who rolls it out quickly to Shameless Coleman. Down the right for Everton. He tries to play one long. It comes off Son. He then tries to win the second ball, but Keane will pick it up, play it back to Coleman, who will then get it back to Jordan Pickford. And if you are enjoying the stream and the commentary, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, we're trying to bring as many streams for you over the next 6 weeks when Premier League is back. And join our slowly growing community of now around 75 or so subscribers. Everton, I think, have just won a free kick. The ball went long from Pickford where we last left you. It was Lo Celso on Richarlison. Just got a foot in and tripped Richarlison up by the halfway line. So Everton to take the free kick, and they played it short and backwards by Davies towards Holgate. Dinia's to his left. He's still running forward into the Tottenham half. Looks for a good ball in behind towards Dinia. Trying to get a ball in. I think it came off Aurier and it will be an Everton corner. Might have actually just gone straight out of play. We'll keep you updated. Dinia is sprinting back, which makes me think it actually is a goal kick to Spurs. 7 minutes in now here. And sorry about the screen, which we didn't update for you. That should be coming now, as Everton were intercepted the goal kick, although it's going to go straight back out for another one. As Eric Dyer plays it back to his goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris. And this one's played short by Spurs to Dyer, who then kicks it long. Looking for Son. Coleman was with him. Son flicks it on towards Kane. Keane won the header. And out for a throw to Spurs down the left, where Davis will go out to take it again. And most of the play so far has been down the left from Tottenham. They've had most of the ball. And a stat for you, Spurs have actually had the joint fewest, or almost joint fewest, clean sheets this season. Defensive issues have been a big problem for them. Although they're on the attack here with Lo Celso. Trying to find Son. Back to Lo Celso down the left. Son's in a more central role this time, but it's a poor pass from Lo Celso and Gomez picks it up. Looks down the line towards Richarlison. Here's the counter-attack for Everton, although Richarlison is forced to cut back. And Spurs win it well. They had a lot of men around Richarlison there. And we see a much different energy about the home side so far in these opening just under 10 minutes. They've got it out down the right towards Alderweireld, and now Sissoko. The first touch for him. Aurier. And then back to Alderweireld. You see at the bottom of your screen, 2 streams coming up this week for you. Arsenal against Leicester, another big one for European football. And Aston Villa against Manchester United. So stay tuned for those. Davies looks for Harry Kane. He couldn't quite control it. And Davies tried to press Davies before it went out for a throw. And in the end, Davies a little shove. Ben Davies on the Everton Davies, and Everton will get a free kick down the right-hand side. And it's Coleman who will take it. Trying to look for Calvert-Lewin. Dyer won the header, and then it will go out for an Everton throw. And Coleman will go over to the right to take this one. So no real chances so far. The only half chance that's happened is a flick on from a free kick from Spurs, which was saved by Jordan Pickford despite it going wide anyway. Spurs have a bit of confusion at the back here as the long ball's played forward by Everton. Sissoko and Dyer getting into a bit of trouble. Here is Sissoko. The Spurs were able to get away with it, but Everton have won a throw. Down the left-hand side where Dinia will come out to take it. Here's Andre Gomez. And then back towards Holgate. And then Keane. Everton have possession again, which they haven't had much of so far. He plays it to Davies, and then he'll find Pickford again. And Everton, when they're playing out the back so far, haven't really been able to get it far into the Tottenham half. But they've played more directly when they have looked for a long ball like this, which has switched to the left-hand side. They have been able to get it forward a lot quicker. And Dinia's chest on towards Iwobi was miscontrolled, and Everton could have had a good chance there. But Aurier's now on the ball for Tottenham, and he plays it back to Sissoko. And then back to Toby Alderweireld. And now Eric Dyer on the ball inside the Tottenham penalty area, very deep. Here's Davies. Back towards Dyer. He'll look forward and long towards Lucas Moura. He's going to struggle to take it down. He actually won the header superbly. And Kane finds Son. Son here trying to take on Keane. He's been forced backwards by 5 Everton players. The attack is still on for Spurs. Well, it's not anymore because Son, his only option really was behind him. And it's played back to Toby Alderweireld. But that was a decent looking opportunity for Spurs if they could get a shot away. Spurs have it back in the Everton half though with Eric Dyer. He looks long again. Although this time no one's going to get to that as it goes straight out of play for a goal kick to Everton. Just over 10 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs play their 3rd home game since the restart. As we're just waiting for that goal kick to be taken. And Everton are taking their time with it, but it looks like they're going to want to play it short. They have done out to Holgate, back to Pickford again. And then he plays it back to Holgate for a second time. Trying to look for Davies down the right. Ben Davies was pressuring him. And it comes for Richarlison. He's tripped up by Davies, who doesn't look happy about it. Richarlison's certainly known for his overreacting. And we'll just take a closer look at this one. There's a little touch on the studs by Davies on the back of Richarlison, which is why he went down, and it's a fair Everton free kick. It's by the halfway line down the right. They've wanted to take it short again, Everton. Here's Davies, who's found himself in a right-back sort of position so far. Gomez, good ball down the left towards Digne. He's got a Iwobi ahead of him. So too is Goofy Sigurdsson. Back towards Digne. Gomez comes short. They're inside the Tottenham half, although they've moved it back out again. And it's Keane on the ball for Everton. These are two teams that like playing their way forward, especially Everton since Ancelotti took over. They've given it away this time. And then Winks trying to play one forward and it's intercepted. Everton have possession back. Here's Digne. Back to Iwobi. Back to Digne again. Now it's Gomez. Out down the left-hand side. And it's Iwobi, the former Arsenal man, looking for Calvert-Lewin in behind. Alderweireld watched it carefully to get it away. And then it's well kept there by Sigurdsson. He looks for Calvert-Lewin and he's definitely in an offside position for Everton. And it's the first time the Evertonians have been caught offside so far this evening. We're about 14 minutes into this one. Now Spurs look to play it around the back again since the restart. And the quick intensity start from the home side has slowed down, although they're trying to get it forward here with Aurier. He plays it to Lucas Moura. He's tripped up. Spurs get a free kick inside their own half. Tripped up by Digne, who's just running towards Lucas Moura with a bit too much pace. Couldn't put the brake pedals on. So we're 15 minutes into this one now at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As both teams chasing a European spot for next season. Both teams, if any, it's most likely to be the Europa League now. Here's Alderweireld for Spurs, just moved it inside the Everton half. Back towards Eric Dyer. In towards Winks through the middle. Eric Dyer again. Davies down the left. Here's Harry Winks, and then forced to play it back to Dyer. Everton keeping firm at the back. As Spurs struggling to really get it out their own half and outside the back four. Here's Serge Aurier. Forced to play it back again to Alderweireld. And now Everton are trying to press Spurs a little bit more as it's played to Winks. He was quick enough to get it away. And here's Eric Dyer. Back into Winks. Again Spurs struggling. Kane actually came very deep inside the Tottenham half. But Spurs moved it to the complete opposite side of the pitch where he was at. They've played it to Lucas Moura now. He's got no options forward, and again it goes back from Tottenham. We're struggling here. There's a ball out towards Ben Davies. And then they actually won it back there, Everton, and then Winks with a late challenge. I think it will be a free kick to Everton just on the halfway line. It was Richarlison who was fouled yet again. Third or fourth time he's been fouled so far for Everton. Although that one, well, I'm not sure about that one. He seemed to go into Winks more than Winks going into Richarlison. And Everton are going to pass it around the back again. It's been the story of this game so far. Spurs are trying to press more than Everton though. And that's why it's forced back towards Jordan Pickford. Kane pressing him. England international against English international. Pickford played it long. It was headed by Iwobi. Here's Calvert-Lewin running at Spurs. Coleman's down the right. Had an opportunity to get it in, but it was on his left foot and he took too long. Everton are forced to play it back again. Good ball from Davies. Here's Calvert-Lewin. He was inside the area for a moment. Plays it back to Davies down the right. Coleman is further out wide, but he goes inside towards Gomez. Sigurdsson. And then Lucas Moura trying to press him, although he went a bit too eagerly. And Everton will get a free kick inside the Tottenham half. Could be a chance to whip a ball into the box. It's fairly central, but just a bit to the left. But Everton have been able to do something that Spurs haven't done and transition from passing around the back to a move forward. Here is the Everton free kick. Sigurdsson is lining this one up. Played it short to Digne, who whips it in down the right-hand side for Coleman. He takes it down. It's outside the box. Sissoko's keeping the pressure on Shameless Coleman, who's forced to play it backwards in the end. And here's Holgate. And then he plays it even further backwards, all the way back to Pickford. And Everton will have to start again here. No attempts on goal so far for the away side. Spurs have had one attempt, which was going wide. Pickford wasn't sure and taps it behind. That's good pressure from Lo Celso. Davies took too long on the ball. Here's Harry Kane in a false 9 position. Down the left towards Son. Towards the edge of the area. Son trying to run back in. He slipped and then Keane was able to take it off him. He's by the goal line and then Keane kicks it long. Davies won the header over Calvert-Lewin, but he could only get it to Davies. Lo Celso putting the pressure on again for Everton. And in the end, I think he might have just run out of play. Or he was tackled by Davies. I'm not sure whose throw it's going to be. It is a Spurs throw down the left inside the Everton half. But that was a bit quicker from Spurs. They won the ball back quickly, pressed Everton, and tried to look forward rather than backwards, which has been the pattern of play for them so far. Davies eventually throws it towards Harry Kane. His pass is deflected back out for a Spurs throw in a slightly deeper position. And this time it's thrown backwards by Davies towards Eric Dyer. Here's Hugo Lloris. Down the right is Toby Alderweireld. Lucas Moura's in a central position. He didn't see him and he's played it to Sissoko down the right. Here's Aurier now. Back towards Toby Alderweireld. Eric Dyer. Davies. Winks. 1-2 with Lo Celso. Winks gets it into a central position with Sissoko, who looks to run forward. He plays it to Lucas Moura further out wide. Lucas Moura looked for Sissoko again, and it's just getting a bit scrambly down there. Looping ball in the air. Lucas Moura won the header, and Sissoko picks it up for Tottenham. Here's Eric Dyer. He's got Davies down the left. He looks for Son in a central position inside the area. Back out to Lo Celso on the edge of the box. Now Lucas Moura trying to chip it in towards Lo Celso. Keane won the header, and then Davies clears for Everton. Up towards Richarlison. Dyer keeping the pressure on Richarlison here. And he's won it back. And it's fallen for Son. Winks. Sissoko. Pace has been picked up by Tottenham again here. Lucas Moura. And then he plays it back to Winks. And then Dyer again. Started to slow down from Tottenham again here. Although they've got it out wide to Davies. Now Harry Winks in a central position. Aurier's to his right, so too is Lucas Moura. Here's Lucas Moura, who hit one from long range and it goes just wide of Pickford's goal. He is claiming a deflection. I'm not sure whether anyone else has seen it, and I think it's going to be a goal kick. But there's the first real shot on goal for Spurs. It wasn't a bad one from Moura. It was wide of the post, a low-driven sort of shot across the goal. It was quite far out. And there was no deflection, and it will be a goal kick. If you have any questions about the game or about the stream or the channel itself, make sure to put it in the live chat and I'll answer as soon as I see them. Everton have played it short from the goal kick, which is what both teams have done so far in this game in the opening 21 minutes. Here's Keane. Good ball in towards Calvert-Lewin. And then there's a run in behind and it's Alex Iwobi against his former rivals, but Lloris came off his line quickly just to win the header first. And then Sissoko will pick up the loose ball. He tries to clear it long, came off an Everton man and it will go out for a goal kick. There's a huge gap in the Spurs defence. Calvert-Lewin came short, creating the gap through the middle, which Iwobi ran into. A good long ball from Gomez. He was clean through in the middle if it wasn't for Lloris coming out quickly off his line. And that was probably, despite there being no shot on goal, the best move forward from Everton. Spurs have actually played it long this time from the goal kick, although Everton win it with Davies. Down the right, plays it back to Keane. Everton back in their own half again, but they do have possession. Keane looking to switch it towards Digne. Aurier trying to win the header. He did win the header. Lucas Moura chases Digne, And then he did win the ball. He was fouled by Digne, and Spurs will get a free kick by the halfway line down the right-hand side. And then it's played backwards again towards Eric Dyer. Down the left, Davies. He's playing a lot higher up in a wing-back position than he usually is. Usually it's Aurier who flies forward down the other side. He's also quite high up for Spurs. It seems to be Winks dropping back into with the centre-backs whenever Spurs go forward. Those centre-backs being Dyer and Toby Alderweireld. Here's the Celso for Tottenham. Alderweireld. They're inside the Everton half now. Here's Aurier, down the right, played backwards again, towards the Celso. First touch at his feet, finds Sissoko. Davies is in a bit of room down the left. Sissoko just couldn't see him in time and he's forced to play it back to Winks, but he gets it out to Ben Davies. And that's a good ball towards Moussa Sissoko. Down the left-hand side for Tottenham Hotspur. Cuts back for Son on the edge of the box. Son trying to get it on his right foot and bend one. It came off Keane. Certainly was on target, that from Son. Winks wins the header. Back towards Son, running at Everton, looking for Harry Kane with a shooting opportunity. He slices it, comes for Giovanni Lo Celso, and it's deflected in for Tottenham. It's Lo Celso's first goal in the Premier League, and Spurs take the lead here. 23 minutes gone. They managed to win it from the block shot initially from Son. It was blocked by Keane, looped in the air. Winks won the header up for Son. He tried to run with it, fell for Harry Kane. He took a shot, that was deflected. Straight to Lo Celso, his shot was deflected, and it sent Pickford the wrong way. I'm just looking for anything that maybe VAR can intervene with here. I don't really see anything so far. Of course, Spurs fans will be sitting nervously on their seat after what happened against Sheffield United. I don't see anything wrong with the goal so far, but we'll keep it updated for you. Although one thing I would say, I think Lo Celso's shot was going wide, which means it will probably go down as an own goal off of Keane. But for now, on the screen when we update it for you, we'll put it down as a Lo Celso goal. And it's right before the water break, so it's perfect timing for Tottenham. As Jose Mourinho calls it, a tactical break, not a water break. And we're just updating the screen for you as you see Tottenham Hotspur goal. But as it is the water break, we'll just give you a few of our shout outs. One of the channels that we do have, it's the second link in the description. It's called Man Hotspur. They do pro clubs and GTA content. And also a chance for me to say, if you are enjoying the commentary and the stream, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to subscribe, that would be much appreciated as well. We're trying to bring as many streams for you as possible. But we are ready to get underway from the water break and from the Spurs goal. And it was Lo Celso with the goal. It was a deflected effort which might go down as an own goal. We're not sure on that yet. We will check that for you. I think it has gone down as a Giovanni Lo Celso goal, which will be fantastic news for him. His first Premier League goal for Spurs. He's played well. A lot of Spurs fans have said that it's their player of the season. He's finally off the mark in terms of goals in the Premier League. Everton look forward from the kickoff towards Calvert-Lewin, who won the header. But there's no one in the middle to follow up, and Alderweireld will get it away. To Seamus Coleman. He's pressured by Son. And in the end, he ran it out of play, and it will be a Spurs throw down the left by the halfway line. Here's another view of the goal, of the shot from Lo Celso. Whether it was curling into the far post, I'm not sure. I'm checking every website for you to see who they've given the goal to. It's actually been changed on a lot of the websites to a Keane own goal. So maybe Lo Celso doesn't get his first Premier League goal, but the most important thing for Spurs is that they lead here. Long ball from Alderweireld looking for Kane. That's something Spurs might miss. Have missed. With Alderweireld not being in the side. Calvert-Lewin, he was tackled by Alderweireld. The ball fell for him. And Everton will get a throw down the left. And we're just going to try and update the screen for you. To say there was a Keane own goal. As Everton do have possession, and it's gone all the way back to Pickford. Everton have it down the left with Digne. Back towards Holgate. And then down the right Towards Keane again. Davies looking down the line. Flick on there by Richarlison towards Coleman down the right. Chance to get a ball in the box. Winks was with him. He still gets it in. And then Sissoko with an acrobatic clearance to get it away. But that's a promising move for Everton. It was a long ball forward. Flicked on well towards Seamus Coleman, who's not really playing at fullback. It's more of a right wing position for him. It's Davies who's covering at right back so far. Everton getting the throw. Good flick from Richarlison towards Coleman. Nutmegs Davies. Still hasn't got away from him though. Plays it back to Richarlison. His ball in towards the back post. No one was there. Aurier wins the header. And it comes out to Lucas Moura looking for Lo Celso. Sigurdsson got there first. Comes back to Kane. Kane's looking for options through the middle. He's found Son in the middle. Spurs are in here with Son. He's got Lo Celso to his left. Here's Lo Celso. Takes it away from Holgate. He's been tripped up right on the edge of the box. And I'm sure that will be a yellow card for Holgate. It was a brilliant counter-attack from Tottenham. Amazing ball from Harry Kane from the left-hand side towards Son in the middle. He played it to Lo Celso down the left. The chance was half gone there, but as Lo Celso took it past Holgate, he felt he had to slide tackle him and take it out on the edge of the box. Spurs will get a free kick. Well, it's not a bad position. It's quite far out wide, but it is a possible shooting position. I'm sure Harry Kane will want to take this one up, but one of the Everton centre-backs, Holgate, also does get a yellow card here. As Spurs will look to double their lead. We're almost half an hour into this one. It's the 5th booking of the season for Holgate. And it is actually Eric Dyer who's on this. Harry Kane's with him. Although actually no, Harry Kane's walking away and Eric Dyer is going to take this one for Spurs. It's down the left-hand side, edge of the box, quite far out wide for a shooting position. It's in fact the exact position that Eriksen scored against Everton in this fixture last season to equalise it at 2-2. But of course Spurs don't have Eriksen and instead they've got Eric Dyer taking this free kick. A big difference there, but we'll see what Eric Dyer can do as we approach the half an hour mark here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1-0 Tottenham so far. Eric Dyer takes the shot on it, it's just over the bar. He tried to curl it towards the far post. In the end, it actually curled straight towards the middle of the goal. Pickford was nowhere near it, but it was quite far over the bar anyway, and it will go out for an Everton goal kick. Holgate's actually down here. He might have hurt himself from the earlier challenge on Lo Celso. He's just sitting on the floor, and the medics have had to come on here for Everton. And we'll wait for that to take place. We'll tell you again about our links in the description. The bottom link in the description is our shout-out channel for the stream. That is a channel called Man Hotspur on YouTube. They do hilarious pro clubs and GTA content. I've seen them and found them absolutely hilarious. They're a growing channel. And this one's completely optional. It's the top link. It's a donation page for the channel to help us out for things like better quality graphics, a better quality microphone, more commentators so we can do more streams for you. And if there's any chance you could donate anything in the top link, that would be much appreciated. If you can't, that's absolutely fine as well. But as we do wait for play to continue, a chance for me to say if you've got any questions about the game or the live stream, make sure to put it in the live chat and we'll answer as soon as we see it. And also, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated if you want to. And Holgate's back to his feet for Everton. The medics are still with him. He's going to have to, of course, come off the pitch, walk off the pitch. I think he looks like he's able to continue. He's back on his feet, as I said. He's sort of half limping off. And we'll just keep you updated on what's happening for Holgate. Also, let us know in the live chat which team you support going into this one. So we're nearly back underway. And we are going to get back underway now from the Pickford goal kick. He goes long this time for the first time this game. Usually they've tried to play it out the back, but I'm sure Holgate being off the pitch is going to be the reason why. But they've got it down the right with Richarlison, who's brought it down. Good ball to the overlapping Coleman. Chance to get it in down the right. It's deflected behind from a corner off of Giovanni Lo Celso. And that's maybe what happens when you be a bit more direct. I think both teams can learn from that. Everton went long from the goal kick and now they've got a corner out of it. Everton scored from a corner in the game last season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the last day of the season. Let's check Tosan with that goal. He, of course, now plays for Crystal Palace. So here is the Everton corner. It's going to be an outswinger, I believe. And it goes, headed on by Iwobi off target, out for another corner, actually. It might have deflected off of Harry Winks. We are 33 minutes into this one. Just under 15 minutes till half time. It's going to be an in-swinger this time from Digne. The first one went towards the near post. This one goes a lot deeper and Lloris is able to claim it. And Spurs aren't happy because Everton players swarmed around Hugo Lloris to stop him from throwing out the ball quickly. He does play it out towards Ben Davies now. Here's Lo Celso. Back towards Winks. This is the first time Spurs really had a huge bit of possession since their counter-attack, which ended with a foul on Giovanni Lo Celso. But they've got it in the Everton half with Son. He looks towards Lucas Moura. Now Harry Kane. He's out down the left. Forced to play it back inside into a much deeper Moussa Sissoko. Now Moura looking for Aurier in behind. It came off of Gomez and then cleared. And then Alderweireld intercepts the clearance and it comes for Lucas Moura. He's tackled, trying to challenge Iwobi. Still Lucas Moura challenging Digne this time. It's looping in the air now. Aurier couldn't bring it down. Iwobi did, but Winks wins the challenge on Iwobi. And now it's Aurier running it forward for Tottenham. Plays it back to Lucas Moura down the right and now Harry Winks. Here is Moussa Sissoko back down the halfway line and now they're back inside their own half, Tottenham, with Eric Dyer. Here's Ben Davies. Eric Dyer again. Now Toby Alderweireld. Aurier. Switches it down the left. It's Davies with a brilliant bit of control. Plays it infield to Son. Son cutting on his right foot. Cuts it back for Sissoko. Well, Everton... actually, the play's been stopped. Son played it to Lo Celso and then was taken out by Gomez. Of course, Son on Gomez was the reason why he broke his leg earlier on in the season. Now Gomez on Son. Spurs will get a free kick. Again in a shooting position. It's a little bit further out. It's in a more central position though this time. Maybe this could be one for Giovanni Lo Celso. Or Harry Kane might step up. Of course, Eric Dyer might want to take it again. Yeah, almost 35 minutes into this one. As we are going to wait for this free kick to be taken. And this is a position Everton would love with players like Goofy Sigurdsson to take a free kick. But it's Tottenham who have had 2 free kicks, this being the second in a good possession. Holgate's actually injured again here. He's been walked off by the medics. Maybe this time he might have to be substituted off. Because it's the second time he's had to come off the pitch due to injury. That's all because of the challenge he did on Giovanni Lo Celso. He is actually coming off and it's Mina who's coming on to replace him. So Holgate off, Mina on after 35 minutes. And he has to walk the long way around the pitch. It's Harry Kane on this free kick for Tottenham. It's in a very good position. It is maybe a little bit far out. It's down the left-hand side again. Further central than the last one. Harry Kane's only other free kick goal in the Premier League was on his first Premier League game in the 2014-15 season against Aston Villa. That was a late winner. Here is Harry Kane, just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. Which he does now. Harry Kane will step up. Take the shot, came off the wall, Tottenham corner. From the left-hand side, still no luck from free kicks for Harry Kane. Dyer, Alderweireld, Kane himself up there for the corner. The Spurs trying to keep the pressure on Everton. They have shown a reaction from their last game. And Everton trying to keep up the good momentum from their last game, a victory against Leicester. Leicester in action on Match Centre Live tomorrow against Spurs rivals Arsenal. That's one for you to check out. Here comes the corner. In swinger by Son, and then it was flicked on and headed away. Comes out for Davis, who will look to hit one. It didn't drop in time. And, well, it went way over the bar, but it was via deflection, actually. And it will be another Tottenham corner, this time down the left. Dangerous ball in from Son towards the near post. just went over the head of Harry Kane and was headed away. And then in the end it will be out for another corner. And whether it will be another in-swinger, it won't be. It's Son out there again. This time an outswinger from Heung-min Son. Sissoko's in there as well for Tottenham. He's usually waiting on the edge of the box for these corners. Here comes the corner from Son. Mina heads away. That's an important first touch from him. And it comes back to Winks, who plays it back towards Davies. He's looking for the long ball towards the right-hand side. Dina intercepted it and then plays it towards Iwobi. He's been pressured by Aurier and Kane, but he does well to get it back to Dina. And now it's Mina. Down the right is Keane. They're still inside their own penalty area here at Everton. Good ball from Keane towards Davies, who's back in a more central role. He started off seemingly playing at right back. Ever since the water break, that has seemed to change. He's back in the middle. Sigurdsson. He's played quite deep so far today. Here is Davies. Back to Keane, and then to Mina. It's Moura trying to press on Mina this time. He works himself around it and plays a long ball looking for Dina. Aurier's with him, and then Aurier got it out for an Everton throw down the left. 38 minutes gone now at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs lead by a goal to nil. A shot from Lo Celso which deflected off Keane and went into the back of the net after 24 minutes. There was debate initially over whose goal it was, Lo Celso's or a Keane own goal, but it has gone down as a Keane own goal. Long throw from Dina in towards the area. Alderweireld jumped to win the header, but only as far as Dina again. He cuts it back for Sigurdsson. Ball in from his left foot. Alderweireld with a diving header that time. A very good header to get it out, but it's only out for an Everton corner. And they've had a few of these Everton so far. None from the left-hand side though. This will be the first. Seeded by Alderweireld. Everton corner down the left. We're just over 5 minutes until half time. It's going to be an in-swinger by Goofy Sigurdsson. Right hand up in the air as he's ready to take it. It's a flat one towards the back post for Calvert-Lewin, and in the end I think it might have come off Alderweireld. It might have actually come off the post, and then Lloris got a touch to get it behind for another corner. I'll take another look at this. A flat floated one in from Sigurdsson to the back post. Headed back in and then didn't actually come off the post. It came off Lloris's fist as he just palmed it away backwards for another Everton corner, this time down the right-hand side. So a good chance there for Everton. It's their first attempt on goal so far. And that's after 40 minutes played. Dina's come out to take this one, so it'll be another it'll be another in-swinger. In towards the near post, headed away towards the end of the box, and Gomez had a swipe at it, and he did swipe it well wide of the post. His first appearance against Spurs since his ankle break back in November. And he's played okay so far, Gomez, for Everton in the midfield. Haven't used the midfield too much, Everton, in an attacking sense. Sigurdsson's played quite deep so far. Every time they've really got it forward, they haven't really played it forward, it's just been a long ball. But there have been times where they've tried to play it out the back, but Spurs have pressed them well. Lloris played out to Alderweireld. His long ball was headed back. And then Lloris will pick it up again. And he rolls it out to Toby Alderweireld. He walks it forward. As the intensity has certainly dropped off towards the end of this first half. Alderweireld looks for a long ball towards Heung-min Son. Pickford will run out to try and get it. He's outside the area. Son will press him. Pickford clears it long. And he's lucky it went to Richarlison because he was well outside of his box. It was a low flat ball from Pickford. It came off Richarlison. And he couldn't control it, and it's a Spurs throw down the left. Davies throws it out to Harry Winks. And then played back towards Alderweireld. Now Serge Aurier. Sissoko. Back to Alderweireld again. And now Hugo Lloris. He's waiting for the ball to slowly roll back to him, and then he kicks it long. Kane's going to put the challenge on Mina. Mina won the header. Only as far as Winks. Good little flick towards Lo Celso. He finds Kane as an attack on here for Tottenham. Harry Kane on his right foot. He's got Moura on the outside towards the right-hand side. Gets it out of his feet quickly. It was quite far out wide. Digne was able to recover and then he deflected it behind for a Spurs corner. But again, it's another example of a team going long for a change. This time Spurs going long and getting themselves a corner out of it, as opposed to passing it round the back for 5 or so minutes. It was a good challenge there from Digne to stop the Lucas Moura cross. It was a ball from inside the box. It's from the right-hand side. Sissoko, Son, Lucas Moura, Eric Dyer. A number of players inside the area. It's going to be an in-swinger. This time from Giovanni Lo Celso. Everton has conceded the 3rd most goals from set pieces out of any Premier League teams. And they almost conceded another one. Because the ball went in from Giovanni Lo Celso. Pickford came out to reach it. Tapped it with both hands. I think he tried to catch the ball. Slipped out of his fingers towards the back post. And then in the end, just about goes past the far post. Out for another Spurs corner. Almost caught out there, Jordan Pickford. This one goes short from Tottenham from the corner. By Son to Winks. Back out to Son. Here's Lo Celso. Running down the left. Trying to get a ball in. Headed away by Mina. Comes out to Aurier on the edge of the box. Thought about shooting. Whips it in instead towards the diving header of Kane. No real connection on there. And it sort of dribbles its way towards Jordan Pickford. He rolls it out from the back. Towards Keane. Now Davies. Running forward, Kane tripped him up. Everton will get a free kick just inside their own half. A little shove from Davies on Harry Kane, who wasn't happy about the challenge, although Everton are still able to get on with it quickly, as it's played to Mina. And ever since Holgate went off and Mina came on, Keane has moved to the left side of the defence, and Mina's gone to the right-hand side of the defence for Everton. Here is Keane, who looks to switch it out towards Coleman. He won the header ahead of Davies. Winks was able to pick up the loose ball though. And then in the end, Davies, as it fell to him, he played it forwards, deflected off Coleman, Spurs throw down the left. With just 30 seconds left of normal time in the first half, I don't think there'll be too much added time. There was a small injury on Holgate, which maybe took up a minute or so. Davies goes along with the throw looking for Kane. Everton won it though. Here's Gomez. And a good ball towards Alex Iwobi. And he's only forced to play it back though towards Keane. Keane forward. Good ball towards Calvert-Lewin. Now Iwobi to Davies. They're inside the Tottenham half. And they've got numbers forward. Including Coleman down the right. Cut back towards Gomez. Clever ball in towards Iwobi, although he couldn't quite control it. It was quite a powerful pass. And then Aurier, who tried to break out of it, was tripped up by Digne. And Spurs will get a free kick. Aurier stayed to ground. Probably taking a breather. He doesn't look too hurt. And I was actually wrong about the stoppage time because there's going to be 5 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Mourinho's having a conversation with the 4th official. That's a phrase that is often said about Mourinho. Doesn't seem to be too angry, although why would he be? His team is a goal up as we are looking towards half-time. Maybe he wasn't happy about the amount of time that was added on. Here's Aurier. Looking down the line, came straight off Iwobi. Spurs throw down the right-hand side. Aurier's just taking his time to take that throw. Here he is, although he's passed back to him by Lo Celso, kicked it long, Mina intercepts. Now Coleman down the right for Everton. Inside the Tottenham half, although he's going to be forced to play it backwards towards Mina. Here is Gomez. Now Davies. And then to Keane. Digne down the left. Inside the Spurs half again. Now Gomez. Found a little pocket of room in the middle. Good ball to Sigurdsson. Good dummy from Sigurdsson onto Davies, who couldn't quite control it. And then it's smashed away from Davies. Well up the pitch. Across the whole pitch. And out for a throw. Spurs have had 7 attempts so far. Everton just with the 1. But only one of those have been on target for Spurs. And that wasn't even the goal because it came off Keane. And it was an own goal. No attempts on target in this first half for Everton. But there's still 3 minutes to go in added time. 5 minutes were added on. We're 2 minutes into that now. And Everton have the ball, which they have had for the majority of stoppage time. As Spurs are starting to just sit deep and try and see this one out at the end of the first half. There's a long ball though towards Digne, trying to take it down. Aurier staying with him. Digne pressurising Aurier. And in the end, Digne pulls him back and Spurs will get a free kick and they might take their time with this one again. It was good defending by Sergio Aurier, who has had a lot of question marks over his whole Tottenham career. He does have spells where he plays well, but there's too much inconsistency there. A lot of Spurs fans, a lot of pundits, and most people would know. But he did well that time, and Spurs will have a free kick in their own half down the right-hand side. And there's now 2 minutes until half-time. It goes long from Aurier looking for Lucas Moura to win the header. Digne won it though, and now a throw down the right-hand side for Tottenham inside the Everton half. Do they try and push it forward for one last first-half attack, or just keep on holding the possession and holding the 1-0 lead till half-time? Everton are starting to press though Tottenham here. They don't want Spurs to keep the ball. They want something out the remainder of this first half. And Alderweireld, who was pressed, and he forced to play it forward and didn't do it very well. And it breaks for Gomez, although he didn't really look forward and plays it backwards to Keane. Now Mina. Options down the right. Plays it through the middle looking for Davies. Came off Winks. Back towards Davies again. Good challenge by Ben Davies on him. Now Gomez. There's space for Digne down the left. Sigurdsson plays it to Digne. Aurier's on him quickly. And he did win it, but it just fell for Gomez rather than a Spurs player. And Everton have it back. Just over a minute left of stoppage time now. Sissoko won it back, but it was a poor first touch. Here's a chance for Richarlison to break. Plays it down the right for Coleman inside the area. Cuts back onto his left, cuts back outside the box. Chips it towards Digne. Aurier wins the header and Spurs clear. Only as far as Gomez though, as Everton have it back with a minute to go in this first half. Keane. And then out to Mina down the right. Very high up in their own half, Everton. He plays it to Davies inside the Tottenham half. Good ball into Calvert-Lewin. Back towards Gomez. Moura picks it up though. And then, there might have just been one more Tottenham counter-attack, but no one went to the loose ball. There was Son and Moura on it. Breaks for Richarlison. He has an effort and it's just wide of the goal. And that was the chance to level it at half-time for Everton. There's just over 20 seconds now to go in the first half. It broke for Richarlison from that loose ball, which Spurs weren't able to collect. He ran forward. And just from the edge of the box down the right-hand side, shot it across goal. Just wide of Hugo Lloris's goal. And that might just be the last action of the first half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. As Lloris is taking his time with the goal kick. The 5 minutes are up at the end of the first half. We're just waiting for the referee's whistle now. It's been 30 seconds since that shot took place and since the goal kick's been taken. It's taken now by Lloris. And that is half time. Spurs will be a lot happy with that. They were a goal down against Sheffield United last week, or last game. They're a goal up here. For Everton, well, their unbeaten start since the restart might have an end. Ooh. A little bit of a fight going on between two Spurs players, Hugo Lloris and Heung-min Son. Well, there's late drama here. I took my eye off the action and then I looked back and Son's having an argument with Hugo Lloris and two Spurs players, Sissoko and Lo Celso, have been forced to break them apart. And it's the captain and one of the star players. And we've just got a little view of inside the changing room. It seems to have settled down. I'm not sure what happened there, but there was some late drama. Hugo Lloris, Heung-min Son having a late argument. But the most important thing is the score, and that's 1-0 to Tottenham at half-time. It was a keen own goal from a Lo Celso deflected shot. And we'll be back with you for the second half in a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Match Centre Live. Tottenham Hotspur against Everton. 1-0 at half time. As we are just a minute or so away from kickoff in the second half. So we'll take you through the lineups. Starting off with the home side, Spurs, the side in the lead. Hugo Lloris in goal. Back four of Aurier, Alderweireld, Dyer and Davies. Winks to Sissoko in the deeper midfield position. Moro, Lo Celso and Son provide an attack of three, all behind Harry Kane. And then for the away side, Everton, Pickford in goal. A back four of Coleman, Keane, now Mina as he came on to replace Holgate in the first half, and Digne. Davies and Gomez in the deeper midfield position. Richarlison down the right, Iwobi down the left, Sigurdsson in the middle. And then ahead of them all, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Everton's top goal scorer, with 15 goals this season. And we do have something just to let you all know about at the end of that first half. I can confirm what happened with the Lloris and Son mix-up, a bit of shoving between the two players. That's because in the late first half chance that Everton had with Richarlison, Son didn't track back. It was him who didn't pick up the ball, and then he didn't run back. He just seemed to moan about it and stop running. Lloris wasn't happy. You could see straight away as it was a goal kick. He didn't go to take the goal kick. He went to have a go at Son. Then the half-time whistle went. Lloris ran up to Son, gave him a little shove in the back. And a good sign for Tottenham is that their captain cares. Is that he's not happy with the work ethic of Son Heung-min in that moment. But we do have a change to report to you at half-time. Alex Iwobi's come off. And I'm just checking who's come on for Everton. It's the youngster Gordon. So we are underway now for the second half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 1-0 Spurs at half-time. If you have any questions about the game or about the stream, make sure to put it down in the live chat and we'll answer as soon as we see it for you. If you enjoy the stream, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated if you would like to. We're trying to bring as many streams for you since while the Premier League is back for those who are unable to watch it themselves. As Everton start with possession in the second half, although they've been pressed quickly by Lo Celso. And now it's Lucas Moura. He was fouled by Gomez, who tried to make up for himself being dispossessed. Spurs have a free kick inside the Everton half early on in the second half. So in a sort of crossing position here. Quite deep. Although they tried to take it quickly towards Son, he just didn't quite go fully with his run in the end, and then stopped, chased the ball, and Pickford would pick it up. It was clever from Spurs, just no execution in that. And it hasn't been a game of much quality in that first half. The goal from Spurs was very scrappy, and then in the end it was an own goal from a shot that was deflected, a shot from Lo Celso that was going wide and came off Keane. That was midway through the first half. Everton on the ball now, inside their own half. Here's Davies, he was getting pressed again there. Let's play back towards Mina, and now to Keane. It was a loose ball from Mina. Moura tried to chase it, but Keane just about got there, and now he's sprinting away. Moura tried to track back, but Keane got his pass away first. Here's Digne, being pressed by Lucas Moura and Aurier. Lucas Moura wins it back. Spurs have really started this second half with a good intensity. Here's Serge Aurier. Trying to get away from Keane. He was pulled. He wants a free kick. Referee doesn't give anything. Can Everton have the ball back? It's a lot faster this first half from the second half. There was a ball from Digne towards Richarlison, who spun away from Sissoko, who then left his arm out and pulled his shirt backwards to stop any counter-attack. You'd think Sissoko would be getting booked for that. He is. The yellow card is out for Moussa Sissoko. But from both teams, a lot quicker in the start of this second half. Only just a couple of minutes in. An Everton free kick inside their own half, down the left. We have a quick opportunity to say our two links in the description. The bottom one, a YouTube channel called Man Hotspur. They do pro clubs and GTA content. And if you want to give them a check out after the game, or now if you want to, that's the second link in the description. But Everton have taken this free kick now to Digne, who tried to flick it on past Aurier, came off him for an Everton throw down the left. And it's going to be taken by Digne towards Davies, trying to flick it on, but Sissoko picks it up. Trying to run down the right. Does a 1-2 with Mora, but it was intercepted by Dino. And now Spurs have a throw on the halfway line down the right. And Sergio Aurier taking his time with it. Doesn't really have an option at the moment. But Spurs, one difference I can see from them is they've tried to press Everton a lot more in the first half than in the first half. I would say they've been. I was going to say they were been better on the ball so far, but Aurier, who had the ball down by the right, literally turned the ball straight out of play for an Everton throw. Here's Mina for Everton now. Gomez back to Mina. Coleman's available down the right if he sees him. Mina tries to look through the middle. Good flick from Richarlison. Here is Gordon, the substitute in this second half. Out towards Coleman down the right. Back to Gordon again. Cut back for Gomez. And then he switches it down the left towards Keane. And then further out wide is Digne. Good ball onto Richarlison. Back to Digne. Good crossing position. Aurier with the challenge on Digne. And it just slowed him down. And then Alderweireld was there to pick up the pieces for Tottenham. Kane trying to chase the loose ball, although Keane won the header. And now it's Mina on the ball for Everton. Gomez. Davies. Mora trying to win it back. Davies gets away from Mora. Everton have the advantage as there's space for Gordon. He might take on a shot here. It's Gordon and it's straight at Hugo Lloris who catches it. And that's the first shot on target from Everton in this whole game after 50 minutes. It's a substitute, the youngster Gordon, with the effort. A new spring of energy for the Evertonians in the second half. Something they'll need. It was quite a slow first half from them. Spurs have got it long quickly as Son's chasing Coleman, or he just had his hands around him for too long, and Everton get a free kick. So we wait for that to be taken. Both teams, of course, chasing a European place. Champions League is unlikely for both of them, especially Everton, but now especially Spurs, since their defeat at Sheffield. Here's Richarlison. Alderweireld trying to stay with him. Richarlison gave it away though. And Sissoko plays it to Lucas Moura. And then a good challenge from Digne, tracking back on Lucas Moura, and it goes out for a Spurs throw down the right. Digne's played well so far for Everton, certainly defensively. And he's got forward, especially in the second half, a bit more, Digne. And Everton went behind at half-time. Since September 2015, have not won a game. That's an interesting fact for you. They were behind at here last year at half-time, but they managed to come away with a point on the last day of the season. Spurs have given it away, and it's Davies who's given it away. What a challenge from Winks, but Calvert-Lewin's trying to get away, and then Lo Celso came in with a sliding tackle. Spurs were a bit sloppy in possession, but they were certainly quick to react after giving it away to stop Calvert-Lewin from running in behind. Two sliding challenges, first from Winks, then from Lo Celso to stop Everton, but they've got the ball again now with Mina. Now Coleman, who looks long over the top for Calvert-Lewin again. Alderweireld wins the header, and it comes out to Moussa Sissoko. He plays it back to Winks. Everton starting to press Tottenham a bit. Here's Sergio Aurier. Oh, he's just taking too long on the ball, and Everton just didn't get a foot in. Otherwise, they would have stolen it off of Sergio Aurier in a good position there. But Spurs still have possession. Here's Son. Harry Winks. Turns away from Richarlison, but he's turned backwards, and now it's Toby Alderweireld. And it's just slowed down a bit this game. It has been a lot quicker start to the second half than what we had in the first. Here's Harry Winks. Spurs have managed to pass it past the two strikers who were pressing. Winks down the right-hand side towards Aurier. He's got a bit of space, but Sigurdsson's trying to close him down quickly. He plays it back to Sissoko, who switches it back out to Davies. He trying to flick it on first touch towards Lo Celso. Lo Celso with a ball in, and then Keane heads it away. Winks won the header, and Lo Celso will get it back again for Spurs. Winks, and then back to Eric Dyer. You could say so far Spurs have been better defensively than against Sheffield United, but Everton haven't really given them too much to worry about. As Alderweireld plays a long ball looking for Son, and he might get away from Mina. He is away from Mina. Shooting chance for Son, who in, and then Pickford got down low quickly. And then Keane was able to clear it away for a Spurs throw down the left. And that's what Spurs have been missing throughout these first couple of weeks since the restart, is that long ball from Toby Alderweireld. Son got away, long ball down the middle, got a shot away from a tight angle, low and hard. Pickford got down quickly. A save you'd expect him to make, but a good save nevertheless. And then Keane was there to follow up and clear it. Spurs had possession again, inside their own half with Alderweireld. Now Aurier, back to Toby Alderweireld. Kane was making a run over the top, and he's actually gone for it, Alderweireld. Keane won the header. Mora's trying to press the loose ball, but Digne takes it down. And then it came off Mora, his clearance, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Everton. And if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like. If you want to subscribe as well, it'll be very much appreciated with the notification bell on. We're trying to bring as many streams to you as possible over this next few weeks that the Premier League has returned. As Everton take it short from the goal kick again. Pickford to Mina, and then Mina to Keane. Now Digne down the left. Sigurdsson. Gomez. And now it's with Mina again. And he's forced to turn back. Spurs not giving Everton any room to move it forward. Although Keane has picked up a super ball towards Calvert-Lewin, who came deep. Calvert-Lewin then looks for Richarlison. They're in the middle. They're on the edge of the box. Good ball, Richarlison. Coleman out wide. Cuts it back. Alderweireld wins the header though. Still looping around the edge of the box. Sissoko then won it back for Tottenham, and Lo Celso's going to try and run it away. He didn't run it very far. He was then nudged in the back by Gomez. Went down. Spurs can slow things down as they win a free kick. Foul from Gomez on Lo Celso. It's deep in their own half, but that's better from Everton. A ball from the back line. Straight through the Tottenham midfield into Calvert-Lewin, and then Everton had a break. They moved it down the right to Coleman. Just not enough quality on the cross as it went straight to Alderweireld, who headed it away. Here is Lo Celso, who's been Tottenham's standout player really this season, and what's been a poor season for them. He said coming into it they'll be chasing Europa League spot by the end of the season. I'm sure they wouldn't be happy. Alderweireld, we've talked about that long ball from him so far in the second half. Well, this one's gone straight out of play for an Everton throw down the left. And it's taken towards Keane, who plays it down the right to Mina. Further out wide is Shameless Coleman. Here's Gordon. And then back towards Mina. It's Kane trying to press, but he's up there alone. Now Keane. Davies. A long ball over the top, looking down the right towards Coleman. Brought it down well, Calvert-Lewin. Gordon, trying to get away from Son. Plays it down the right. Calvert-Lewin in a wide position, getting his ball in, and then Lloris catches it. But Everton have been better, especially his last 5 minutes or so there. Getting into this game, they didn't have an attempt on target in the first half. Still don't think they have had one, but they've certainly been able to create more attempts. Spurs only had one attempt on target in the first half. They've added to it in this second. But now all they want to do is add to the goal tally and double that. Because Everton are slowly building back into this. Winks, Lo Celso. Back out to Alderweireld. Looks down the left towards Davies. He cuts back with his first touch. Still Davies. Gets away from Gomez. Plays it to Lo Celso. Now Sissoko. Inside the Everton half, Tottenham. Down the right now with Aurier. And then he cuts it back towards Gio Lo Celso. Now Sissoko. And then back to Toby Alderweireld. Good ball towards Mora. In between the midfield line of Everton. Mora's running at Everton. He's still going here, Lucas Moura. He's in the area. Trying to cut it to the far post for Son, who takes it down. Gordon's with him. Son didn't have space to take his shot away. Winks will have a swing. And it goes well wide of the post. And out for an Everton goal kick. Harry Winks certainly not known for his shooting. And he's shown why there. But Lucas Moura driving at Everton really for the first time today. Found a good ball to Son at the back post. Couldn't quite take it down quick enough, Heung-min Son. Forced to play it to Winks, and then he slashes it and drags it wide. As we're now 57 minutes into this one. 1-0 the score. Everton play it short from the goal kick. Here's Keane. Gomez, and then back to Mina. He's running forward for Everton. Trying to get it outside the Everton half. He's outside of it now, and he's found Coleman down the right. Davies. There's a gap to Keane again. Keane for Everton. Long ball forward looking for Calvert-Lewin. Dyer won the header. And Aurier wins the second ball. And now it's on to Lucas Moura, who was taken out by Digne as he tried to flick it over his head, and Spurs will get a free kick down the right by the halfway line. It's also having a word with the referee because there's been a few times that Digne's made fouls down that left. Although, even if there has been a few, that was certainly debatable whether it was actually a foul, let alone a yellow card. Here's Davies down the left for Tottenham. Only option is to play it back to Winks, and then he plays it back to Hugo Lloris. Dyer. Out to the left where Winks is. He's got Davies ahead of him, so too is Son. He plays it into Son. Now Ben Davies, and then back to Winks again. Spurs struggling to get it forward as we approach the hour mark in this one. Davies flicks it back to Son. Winks. Now Dyer. Davies again. Still inside their own half, Tottenham. Everton sitting back quite well. And of course, at some point in this game, they're going to have to come at Spurs. Alderweireld to Aurier. Now Sissoko. And then back to Dyer. Ben Davies. He's been encouraged to run forward by the Everton players. He switches it out then to Aurier. Moura's overlapping. Aurier goes alone, trying to take on Digne, and then he's forced to cut back as Digne stayed with him well. Lucas Moura trying to play a 1-2 with Sissoko. Digne got there, cleared it for a Spurs throw down the right by the corner flag. We have now approached the hour mark in this. And Aurier to take the throw. Out to Lo Celso. Trying to flick it back to Aurier, who just wasn't on the same wavelength. And Digne clears out for a Tottenham throw by the corner flag again. And Aurier to take it again. Lo Celso. It was thrown out to him. He's took it down well. He's got players on him though. And he plays it back to Sissoko. And then it's backwards again from Tottenham as it's Winks. And then backwards to Alderweireld. And now Eric Dyer. They're back in their own half again, Tottenham. Although Dyer looks long this time for Aurier. Took it down well, but he's in an offside position. And Everton will get a free kick down the left. Fairly high up inside their own half for an offside call. First time Spurs have been caught offside this game. And Everton will pass it around the back themselves now. There's two teams here that like to pass it around sideways and backwards, which hasn't left us with the most exciting game. Keane. Andre Gomez. Mina. Into the Spurs half now. Coleman. Calvert-Lewin. They're slowly moving it forward, Everton. They are moving it forward quicker than Spurs whenever they have possession within their back four. Though it has gone backwards again with Davies. But he gets it forward to Gomez. He's down the left-hand side for Everton. Trying to curl one in. It's gone over everyone. It was from a long way out to attempt to cross. And it goes out for a goal kick to Spurs. And they'll, I would imagine, have a chance now to play it around themselves again. At least for Tottenham, if they are passing it around, they know they do have a lead that they're protecting. And they can afford to be fairly patient with it. Long ball, actually, towards Son, but Mina won the header. Couldn't win it very far, and Lo Celso's picked it up. And he's running at Gomez, down the left-hand side. There's no one in the middle, so he's forced to cut back. Still Lo Celso. Ben Davies. Back to Lo Celso. Winks, who's played very deep so far for Tottenham. Ben Davies. Flicks it towards Son. Lo Celso with a sign challenge on Richarlison as there was a loose ball around there. I think he's clipped Richarlison. He might have got the ball as well. But it is going to be an Everton free kick down the right inside their own half. Moise Keane is one of the players warming up on the sidelines for Everton. We'll wait to see if he comes on. Keane. Yuri Mina. Davies. Long ball towards Coleman. Intercepted by Ben Davies. And then Winks got it out to Sissoko. Back to Ben Davies and a bit behind him, so he's forced to pass it back again. And it's Dyer. Long ball. Up towards Kane. A rare touch for him. Good flick from Harry Kane. Here's Lo Celso. Son's making the run ahead. Good ball from Lo Celso towards Son. Keane stood up to him well. Son with a curling effort. And it's just wide of the post. Brilliant move from Tottenham. A good flip from Kane to start it off. Good ball from Lo Celso to Son. He cut back on his right. Edge of the box. Trying to curl onto the far post. And it went just wide. It seemed, certainly from this angle, that Pickford was definitely beaten. But it was quite a bit wide from Son Heung-min as we're now 64 minutes into this one. Spurs 1-0 up from the Keane own goal in the 24th minute. Everton are giving it away. Here's Lucas Moura. Running through the middle. Gomez trying to stay with him. So's Mina. Lucas Moura finds Son inside the area. And it bounces for Son, who gets his shot away, saved by Pickford. Everton might have a counter-attack here with Coleman. Down to Calvert-Lewin. Good challenge from Harry Winks. And then it'll be slowed down. But Everton will have a throw down the right. There's another chance for Spurs. Son's had 2 in this second half. Well, 3 actually in this second half. 2 of them on target. Pickford got down well to 2 of them. And of course one of them curled wide just also a few moments ago. And Everton have the ball again inside their own half. Mina. Here's Davies. Looking for Calvert-Lewin. A flick ball over towards Gordon down the right. Winks is staying with Gordon. And he's tripped him up. He's not happy. He thinks Gordon went to ground too easily. But Everton will have a free kick. It's a promising chance because it's a chance to get the ball into the box. Winks is really not happy with the linesman for giving that one. He thought that Gordon dives with a little nudge in the back. Maybe a little nudge. It's a soft one. But I think it was a foul. And one thing I will say is I'm looking back at that Son chance. Every time he's got one-on-one with a centre or with a defender inside the area, he's always seemed to lose control of the ball. Luckily it fell for him that time to get a shot away. But he hasn't quite been at his sharpest, Heung-min Son. Everton will have a free kick. 65 minutes gone. Digne or Sigurdsson to whip it in. I'd imagine it would be Digne, although Sigurdsson's walking back as well. No, it will be Digne. Though Sigurdsson's walking back, they might play it back to Goofy Sigurdsson because he's certainly got a long shot on him, although Son is sticking with him. Digne, I'd imagine then to whip it in. So just waiting for the referee's whistle. Here it goes, in swinger from Digne. And then headed by Keane, might have got another flick on it. Aurier then went to win the header, taken out by Richarlison. You'd think that would be a Spurs free kick, because Aurier jumped to win the header. A barge into him by Richarlison. He went flying, Serge Aurier. And the Spurs seem to be appealing for a very long time, which makes me think maybe the free kick hasn't been given. If it hasn't, then I think it might just be a corner to Everton, but I'm not quite sure. So we're just looking at the replays of what happened. But first, the substitution for Everton. Former player for Spurs, Goofy Sigurdsson's come off. And it's Bernard who's come on to replace him. It was a free kick for Tottenham and it's gone long. Son's picked it up. It's a good control from Son here. He's got players around him. He looks for Davies on the overlap. Good challenge from Gordon. And Everton win a throw down the right-hand side. Very good from Gordon. Spurs yet to make a substitution after 67 minutes. And they've got 4 games in 10 days. And it's an interesting one. I'm sure we'll see substitutions as we get towards the final just over 20 minutes. But there will be a drinks break now as we're pausing it by the Everton right, where they'll have a throw when we get underway. Spurs have had chances in the second half, more than in the first half, but there's no goals to add to their 1-0 lead. Son with all 3 of them. Everton have had a couple of shots on target, which is something they didn't manage to do in the first half. But it's still been a bit slow in the second half. Spurs started the second half pressing Everton, winning it back quickly. But in the end, it's slowed down again. And it's a chance for me to tell you about our next 2 streams. Arsenal against Leicester tomorrow night. And we also have in the next few days Aston Villa against Manchester United. The first one I mentioned. Another big one for European places. That's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Stream starts at 7:30. But kick-off at 8. And as we are in the drinks break, it's a chance to tell you about our 2 links in the description. Our first one is a donation page for the channel. If you do want to help us out for better quality microphones, better quality graphics, and the possibility to get more commentators to do more streams for you. Our second link, as we are approaching the end of the water break, is a YouTube channel. That's the second link in the description, called Man Hotspur. They do GTA and Pro Clubs content. Something that I've watched and I find absolutely hilarious, and I'm starting to become a fan of them. That's a second link in the description if you want to check them out after the game, or now if you want to. So we're going to get underway from the drinks break in the 69th minute, with Coleman to take a throw for Everton down the right hand side. And he's going to go long with it, down the line, towards Calvert-Lewin. It's bobbling around a bit, but it's fallen to Kane, who looked to play Lucas Moura. It was deflected by Gomez, long from Mina. Alderweireld wins the header. The intensity has certainly been upping since the drinks break, as Everton are able to break with the ball. Keane. Davies. And now Mina. Davies again. Drifting forward. Good ball in behind. Here's Calvert-Lewin. Now Richarlison inside the area. Just got it taken off of him at the last second. Spurs have given it away though. Calvert-Lewin. And then Aurier was able to steal off him. The flag was up anyway on Calvert-Lewin. And Spurs will get a free kick inside their own penalty area. As we're now past the 70th minute. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, as we will bring as many streams for you over the next few weeks whilst the Premier League is back. So Spurs with a free kick. It's gone long by Lloris. Down the right. Lucas Moura wins the header. Keane wins the next one. And now it's come to Digne. And then back to Keane. Everton have the ball back again. Here's Mina. Now Coleman down the right. Sprinting down the right. Getting past Son. And past Davies, who brought him down. Everton free kick down the right hand side. Chance to get the ball into the box. And a little conversation between Coleman, and Giovanni Lo Celso. But they both in the end walk away from each other, and Everton will have the free kick. To be taken by Digne. Gordon's with him as well. Digne did take the last in swinging free kick. Almost everyone back for Spurs. In from Digne. Headed away by Kane, who came back to help his defence. Taken down. And then a foul from Lucas Moura on Davies. And this is a free kick in a really good position for Everton. They'll have a real chance here. It was a poor challenge from Moura to be going so aggressively on Davies there. It was definitely a foul. It's just on the edge of the box, slightly to the left. Big chance for Everton. Spurs have a free kick in a similar position in the first half, which was missed. Bernard's on it for Everton. I think Richarlison's lining up. Gordon's also in the mix. Digne there as well. He's probably the expert from the free kicks, and it's not a bad position for him. So it's Bernard or Digne really. Gordon's standing around there. I don't think it will be him to take it. Massive chance for Everton to level it. They haven't been at their best tonight, nor really have Spurs. But now Everton will have a big chance to equalise here. The wall was set up, or was getting set up for Tottenham. And we are waiting for it to be taken. There's a bit of confrontation on the referee by the Everton players. They're not happy with the wall. The Spurs have stepped ahead of the white line. So I'm not sure what's going on here. And the ref's just standing there with his hand on his hips thinking, what are you doing? Get back. And they are now behind the white, or near enough behind the white line. I don't really know what's going on here. There we go. The wall's finally set for Spurs. Everton with a free kick. 73 minutes gone. Digne or Bernard to take. Brilliant position for Everton. There's someone also blocking from a low free kick, but it's Bernard to hit one. It's straight into the wall. It's poor, but it's come out for Davies, who will curl one, but wide via deflection. Everton will have a corner. What a waste of a free kick, though. It was Bernard. It didn't even go low under the wall. It was just straight into it. Not even a flick on from a header. It was straight into the upper leg of, I think it was Moussa Sissoko. Very poor free kick from Everton. And that could have really been their best chance of the game. But they'll have a corner, which is going to be taken by Digne. And it's going to be an in-swinger. 74 minutes gone. Here it goes towards Keane. Dyer won the header. Son wins the next header. Aurier's going to chase it. But in the end, he's not going to reach it. And it's going to go out to it for an Everton throw down the left. Still no substitutions for Spurs in this second half. There's just over 15 minutes to go. Dean is going to take a long throw for Everton, which he's been doing all evening. In fact, he's only had a chance to do 2. Here it goes. Spurs win the header. Mora wins the following header. Comes out to Gomez, who's being pressed, and then he's forced to play it all the way back towards Coleman. He looks to play it long again down the left, looking for Digne. Aurier wins the header. Lo Celso's going to pick up the loose ball and play it towards Lucas Moura. Looking for Kane. Good header from Kane. Here's Lo Celso. Chips it up to the left-hand side for Son. Back to Lo Celso. Now Davies. Everton have got numbers back, finally. And Davies has lost it. And he's trying to take out Richarlison. He did take out Richarlison. He's going to get booked for it because it's going to stop an Everton counter-attack. It's right on the halfway line. Davies was caught on possession. Too slow with it. Everton are certainly growing into this one. Spurs haven't had any real possession. And certainly haven't had any attempts in a while. And Davies is now on a yellow card. Number 4 for the season for Ben Davies, the Welsh fullback. Everton have played it short. Mina. Down the right is Coleman. Gordon overlapping. Here is Gordon. He cuts back. There's no real press from Tottenham, which they did have at the start of the half. Here's Bernard for Everton. Down the left. Further out wide, Digne. And then he plays it back to Keane again. And it's starting to get to the stage with 14 minutes to go of the typical Mourinho park the bus. Everyone inside the Spurs half. Or every Tottenham player inside their own half. Here's Digne, flicks it away from Aurier. Bernard, Sissoko, just too strong for him. Although he's given it away, Sissoko. Was he tripped by Digne? He was. And then it's going to be a free kick to Spurs by the corner flag down the right. Of course, in their own half. Here's a substitution for Tottenham. But first, 2 for Everton. Davies coming off. Moise Keane coming on. Sidibe coming on as well. And Coleman's coming off as well. With so yeah, Sidibe on. Keane on. Coleman off. Along with Davies. So I imagine a change of shape for Everton. Bergwijn was going to come on. Whether he did or not, I'm not sure. No, I think he's still waiting on the touchline. It's going to be a throw to Spurs, right on the halfway line. And here is the substitution. It's Heung-min Son who's going to come off for Tottenham. He's had a few chances in the second half. Bergwijn's coming on to replace him. That's the first substitution for Tottenham. Everton have used 4. One of them was forced due to injury. And Son walking off the pitch with 12 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here's Alderweireld, looking long towards Mora. Sissoko picks up the loose ball, and now he'll drive as it breaks for him. Here's Aurier, down the right. Skipping away from Digne, who brought him down, and maybe that might just be one foul too many for Digne. And will he be in the book? Maybe not. The referee's still not going to book Digne. "78 minutes into this one now. Spurs will have a free kick down the right. Haven't really had any possession of the ball for a while in this second half. And they're not going to keep possession. I think they're going to get the ball back into the box from Lo Celso, an in-swinger from down the right-hand side. Alderweireld's in the box. So too is Dyer and Harry Kane. Sissoko's joining them. It's actually going to be Bergwijn to take it. With an outswinger over Eric Dyer's head. Comes to Davis on the edge of the box, who slashes one over the bar. And now 11 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Everton have a goal kick. It's a big one for both teams regarding European football for next season. Another big one regarding European football, as you can see at the bottom of your screen now, Arsenal against Leicester. We'll have that for you tomorrow night on Match Centre Live. But there's, from what's not been the most exciting game, it's a very important last 10 minutes for both sides. 1-0 Tottenham from their midway through the first half goal. Sissoko might have just fouled Richarlison here. Everton have got a free kick down the left inside the Tottenham half. And it's a chance to get the ball into the box, which is why Keane has gone forward. 10 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Everton have a free kick, a chance to get the ball into the box. They haven't been at their best tonight, nor have Spurs really. But it is Spurs who have a 1-0 lead. Gordon's going to take this. Not a bad looking ball. Flick on from Richarlison. Caught by Lloris. It's an attempt on target. Clever flick. Clever improvisation from... it was actually Calvert-Lewin. It was too close for Lloris, who caught it. Would have been an incredible goal. And we've just got a few problems with our footage that we're watching from. And we're just going to have to... give us 20 seconds and then our footage will be back for you from where we left off, so we won't miss anything. And what we see as our footage just skip back is the free kick again. So another chance to look at the clever little flick from Calvert-Lewin. It's a shame it was just right down the middle of the goal on a comfortable height for Lloris to catch it. And Spurs are going to make a substitution, I believe, and I think it's Lucas Moura coming off. It is. And it's Eric Lamela coming on to replace Lucas Moura. That's their second substitution of the night. Everton on the ball here with Pickford. Out to Mina. They're going to have to maybe try and go a bit more direct with 8.5 minutes to go in this one. Here's Digne down the left. It's actually Bernard. He took it to the touchline. Aurier wins the flick on. Out for an Everton throw down the left. Which was just might be a delay as Digne's just left on the floor from the Aurier challenge. He's back to his feet now and ready to take it. And actually, Joel, it was a free kick. It was a high boot from Sergio Aurier. So it's not going to be a throw. It's going to be a chance to get the ball in from Everton. Gordon put a good ball in last time for the Toffees. It'll be Digne this time. It's a poor ball. It's not even gone in towards the area. Spurs headed it away only as far as Gomez. Now Sidibe. Long ball forward towards Keane, who heads it down. Here's a chance for Calvert-Lewin to flex. Might come to Lamela. And then Kane trying to break away. He's been fouled. And that was another chance for Everton there. Kane takes the quick free kick looking for Bergwijn. Although the referee didn't let it happen. And things will slow down again as Spurs will get a free kick in their own half. Now it's going to be taken by Toby Alderweireld. There's 7 minutes left in this one. If you've enjoyed the stream tonight, as we are coming towards the end of the game, make sure to give it a like. That'll be much appreciated. And if you want to subscribe as well, that would be absolutely incredible for us, as we're just starting off recently. I think Alderweireld might have just been booked for time wasting, as he eventually left the free kick for Hugo Lloris. He has been booked. It's his 5th of the season. Long ball from Lloris. Kane won it on. He's going to go out for a goal kick as Lamela tries to press Digne. It will be a goal kick to Everton. And you'd think these two teams will be really battling it out for a European spot in what is a big game for both of them. With 7 minutes, or just under 7 minutes to go, but it's still not been much to it in these last few moments. Here's Coleman, good ball down the line looking for Moise Kean. Now Bernard picks it up. And then his pass is deflected off Sissoko, who'll get it again. Bernard down the right. Trying to get away from Davies. Came back off Bernard. Davies clearance, and Spurs will have a throw down the left with 6 minutes to go now at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Davies goes long. Looking for Kane. Headed away. Another throw down the left for Spurs. This time slightly higher up. It's still just inside their own half. And we're just waiting for that big ending, which at the moment doesn't really look like it's going to happen. Here's Gordon. Winks has stolen it off of him. Now Sergio Aurier. Lamela's trying to overlap. But Sergio Aurier goes alone. Good ball towards Kane. He took it down on the edge of the box. Now Steven Bergwijn. Davies. Chance to get a ball in. Oh, went over everyone in the middle. Dangerous looking ball. But it's come back out to Aurier on the other side. 5 minutes to go. Aurier plays it back to Sissoko, who's going to be pressed by Everton. Did well. Winks back to Sissoko, who's got away from Gomez. And his pass to Aurier was overhit. And it will go out for an Everton goal kick. And it's not been the best from Spurs again tonight. A lot of questions after their Sheffield United performance. Everton, well, there might be a few questions over this performance for them. Even if they do manage to get an equaliser in the last 5 minutes, because they haven't been at their best tonight, despite being in good form since the restart. But as you do come to the climax of the season, and Tottenham's point of view, it's the results that matter. And they might just be closing in to a tight 1-0 victory here. Ben Davies. Down the line is Giovanni Lo Celso. Back to Bergwijn. He was the second player that Spurs put on tonight. Good 1-2 with Lo Celso. Bergwijn can't quite get to it, and Sidibe gets it away. Out to Bernard. Good ball from Bernard to Gomez. Everton look to get it away quickly, but Sissoko intercepts Gomez's pass. Here's Eric Lamela, who is, as he always does, ball rolls it away from an Everton player. And then he's tripped up by Gomez, and Spurs will have a free kick. And we just might have lost our footage again. So just give us a few seconds to get that one back. And I'm sure we'll pick up from that Spurs free kick. It wasn't a free kick which could have done much really. Because it's a very central position. And not very far forward. But we're just getting our footage back up for you again. And it is back. And 87.5 minutes gone at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs have actually got a free kick now in a higher up position. Down the left, which Bergwijn is going to whip into the box. No one was really in there for the header. And Everton have a chance to break away with Gordon. Now Calvert-Lewin. Keane's overlapping. Keane down the right, who's running on them behind. Davies is trying to catch up with him. Still Moise Kean. And then loops it in backwards and Lamela clears it away. Only as far as Gomez. Heads it out to Sidibe. Good ball down the right. Bernard. Clips it into Keane. Good header from Dyer. But Everton have a corner with 2 minutes to go here. Is that big ending for either side going to happen here? Everton aren't happy with Lamela as he pulled down Gordon within that counter-attack, which just left one less option in the middle. 1.5 minutes. Corner to Everton. Digne to take it with an in-swinger. A few of these have looked dangerous. In goes this one from Digne. Richarlison with the flick on. Comes on to Gordon at the back post and he slashes it over the bar. Good opportunity. Might just not have come down quick enough for him on the half volley there, Gordon. The Spurs will have a goal kick with a minute of normal time to go. And I wonder how much stoppage time will be added on. There's been 4 substitutions from Everton, 2 from Spurs. Mourinho speaking with the 4th official again here. As the goal kick goes towards Aurier, who didn't win the header. Sissoko picks up the loose ball, but he's given it away to Richarlison. Although his ball was loose, and Alderweireld picks it up for Tottenham. It's back to Lloris. Up towards Harry Kane, who tries to win it. Keane does, though. Here's Richarlison. Now Digne. Mina. Sidibe. Here is Bernard. Down the right for Everton. Back in their own half, Everton now. Mina. Gordon comes short. Pick it up. He's going to drive it. Tottenham. In towards their half. Lamela. It's a poor challenge from him. As he skips away and he's found Keane. And his shot is low and hard. But it's straight at Lloris. As we have gone past the 90th minute, we're going to see how much time's added on any second now. Keane had a bit of room on that edge of the box, but it was a shot which didn't have anything to it, and it was straight at Lloris. Long ball forward. Bergwijn's won the header. Lamela tried to pick up his header. Might come to Kane, it doesn't. Digne picks it up, and now it's Gordon. Kane with a challenge, didn't win it. 4 minutes has been added on here. Spurs have just won it back now, and it's Serge Aurier. So behind him, Aurier trying to take on Digne. And then Digne's clearance, which goes out for a Tottenham throw down the right. Lo Celso, in the end, wanted to let it roll out of play. Spurs are going to make a substitution, their third. It's Jan Vertonghen coming on. And just going to wait to see who's coming off. The Spurs look to see this through with 3 minutes left of stoppage time. Still not sure who's coming off, though. It's going to be Lo Celso. So it's a midfield player coming off. Which means Spurs are definitely going to try and see this one out. Just under 3 minutes of stoppage time to go. Spurs with a throw down the right inside the Everton half. Down the line looking for Lamela. He was barged off, and now Mina for Everton. They look to break forward. Down the right is Bernard. Or Sidibe, sorry. Bernard's ahead of him. Sidibe tries to find Keane. Dyer intercepts. Plays it to Bergwijn. He'll look to run past Everton and take up a bit of time. He's still going here. In the end finds Lamela. And then back to Winks. He chips it towards Aurier down the right. Everton are pressing well, but Spurs have managed to pick up the ball. This is Lamela. Kane's down the left, but he slows it down and plays it to Davies. And now it's Harry Kane. He might want to keep it in the corner for Tottenham. And he is going to do so with Sidibe on him. In the end plays it back to Davies. It was deflected and it's out for a Tottenham throw down the left. Just under 2 minutes now to go at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The 24th minute own goal from Keane, a scrappy goal which sums up this contest. Might just prove to be the winner as Kane's got it in the corner again. Davies, Bergwijn, back to Davies. He's fouled. Free kick Tottenham. It's a silly one to give away because Spurs are just going to waste time here. It was Keane. There's no point putting a challenge in when you know you're not going to win the ball. And Spurs will be very happy with this. And they're going to keep it in the corner. No one's in the middle. It would have been a crossing position. 1 minute to go of added time. 1-0 the score. Spurs heading for a very important victory for them in what unfortunately for them is now probably a Europa League chase. There goes the free kick to Lamela. He's trying to get away and he's trying to run forward and he's been tackled. Cleared by Sidibe, out for a Tottenham throw down the left. They're still inside the Everton half but it's a much deeper position now. And Vertonghen goes out to take Or he throws it actually to Davies, who will take. Only 5 attempts on target between the two sides today. Spurs will have another throw down the left. And there's 15 seconds to go in this one, and they might just be able to keep at it. Lamella's come short from the throw. Kane's there, Davies there. Loads of Everton players also around. It's thrown to Kane. And in the end, it's a goal kick to Everton. 94 minutes are up, but they're going to try and hoof it forward quickly. Will there be time? No, it's played short by Pickford. Back to Keane, back to Pickford. The 94 minutes are up, and there's not been many stoppages in the 4 minutes added on. There is the long ball. Davies wins the header. And he's chasing the loose ball where Sidibe lets it run out for a throw. Throws it back to Pickford again. We're now 30 seconds past the 4 minutes added on. Referee's going to allow one last ball forward from Pickford. Digne tries to win the header. He does. Here's the chance. Richarlison down the left. Soko staying with him. Richarlison skipping away from him. Getting his ball in. Sissoko blocked it. Loops to the edge of the box. Sidibe with the effort. It's gone wide. And it's a goal kick. And that might now just be the last action of this one. The final whistle still hasn't gone. Although I'm sure maybe before or just after this goal kick's taken, it will go. And it's going to be a big win for Tottenham. Not the performance though from the home side, and not the best from the away side. Both teams hasn't been good for them, but Spurs will be happier if they do get the 3 points, as it's long from Lloris from the goal kick. And there is the full-time whistle. It's finished. Tottenham 1, Everton 0. It's been a scrappy contest. It's been a rather dull contest. Some would say a typical Jose Mourinho contest. And the goal sums up the contest, as Lo Celso thought he had his first Premier League goal for Tottenham, but his shot was actually off target and it came off Keane and it went in towards the back of the net. The biggest drama in that game was probably the fight at half-time between two Spurs players, captain Hugo Lloris and Son. As Lloris wasn't happy as Son didn't track back, and a little bit of shoving at the end of the first half. That all seemed to go well in the second. But before we leave you, let's tell you about the streams coming up. You see at the bottom of your screen, Arsenal against Leicester, Aston Villa against Manchester United. They're our next 2 streams. Make sure to leave a like if you have enjoyed it. And we'll really appreciate it if you could subscribe so you don't miss another stream. And the 2 links in the description. Sign up for the first one. This is only if you are willing to do so. There's no pressure at all on it. It's a donation page for the channel. If you're willing to donate any sort of money to help us get better microphones, better graphics, and get more commentators to do more games for you. And the bottom description, the second link, this is something you could do now that the stream is coming to an end. It's a YouTube channel called Man Hotspur. They do pro clubs and GTA content. It's absolutely hilarious. Give that a check out. That's the second link in the description. But from here, final score has been 1-0 Tottenham against Everton. And that is the end of the stream. So thank you very much for watching, and make sure to check out Arsenal against Leicester tomorrow evening. We'll see you shortly.